Hey guys, welcome back to Everything Anime Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Shinry. Here at the Everything Anime Podcast, talking about from anime, manga, video games, TV shows, and whatever relevant topics we're talking about. Today's video is on Dr. Stone chapters 160 to 161. Not sure what I titled this, but we're just gonna go along with it. So when we last left off, Senku got shot, okay? Senku got hit by the sniper, Stanley Snyder, and it looks like he's dead. He did make a really quick makeshift, shield, like a body shield, but we don't even know if that worked, because he got shot several times. Okay, so that was the last cliffhanger we got. The way this chapter opens up, it even looks like Senku is dead. There's some kind of blood splattering, his eyes are going wide, and Dr. Zeno is staring blankly ahead unfazed. Like, Dr. Zeno is like, yeah, you were my protege, you were my mentee, but you would have gotten in the way of me wanting to be a dictator. You didn't want to stand beside me and rule the world. You wanted to oppose me. And I was just like, of course, I know that this is Dr. Stone. Of course, when Naruto died in the war, Naruto and Sasuke died in the war, they were going to come back. Of course, Ichigo got killed by Ukiura, he was going to come back. He's the main character. Of course, when Luffy died against Kaido, who's going to come back? Luffy's the king of the pirates. But it's still like a holy shit thing in the anime, because you're like, how are they going to bring this character back? Are they going to repetrify Senku and then, revive him? Or... well, I already went through all the other anime, because all the characters come back in their own way. But that's the only way I can think of, Senku can come back in this anime. But Stanley believes his work is done and prepares to head back while the others are still shocked. I think Max, Luna, and Carlos, they're just like, holy shit, we just killed a kid. And Stanley says like, yeah, this is military training. You're given a mission, you fulfill it, let's go, let's bounce. And I was like, is Senku dead? And obviously not. We shot 55 chapters and the stakes are at their highest. Again, I just talked about this. Obviously, Senku is the main character of Dr. Stone. He's not going to die. Now, if Senku, if it was Chrome, that guy, even then Chrome could probably come back. But, there are characters that can die, prematurely in the story and be done. Spoiler warning for the Shinry series. Sora Toshiba dies in the very beginning of Arata the Legendary Konjuis Master. Sora, who's been a pivotal character in the Shobu vs. Shinry trilogy, he dies in the first chapter of Arata the Legendary Konjuis Master, along with someone else who I'm not going to spoil. And they don't come back. And Sora, as I said, has been a pivotal character all throughout the Shinry series. He's one of the greatest. Third Hokage, he died very early against Orochimaru. We probably thought he'd make it out of it. He died. It didn't come back. Third Hokage was a very important character. I ain't gonna go to a bunch of other anime, but still, you get the point. The crew is understandably upset. That is all but Ryusei, who believes this is the perfect time for a counter attack. And who better to come up with a plan than Senku, of course. Yes, Senku is not dead. Ryusei, captain skills. I'm sorry, there's a fine-ass man outside. He looking good. That man fine. Anyway. Ryusei, I don't know if it was his captain skills. I don't know what it was, but he knows Senku is alive, and there's no one else to come up with a better plan for a counterattack than him. The bullets did make an impact on Senku, but they passed in and out of Senku. Perhaps the bags of sand he used weakened most of the devastating blows. So if you get shot by a bullet, it can go through you and go out what they call a clean cut or something. I don't know the exact terminology, but the impact of the force because of the sand, it kind of slowed down the bullet enough to where it wouldn't severely damage Senku, but it still went into his body and out of it. Unfortunately, Senku still passes out from his wounds, and there is a growing fear that without medical treatment, he could actually die. They're okay, Senku, he is alive for now. He's in Tsukasa's state, when Tsukasa first got stabbed by Hyoga, and then Tsukasa was still able to stand up and fight for a little bit longer. Senku's not that strong. Senku's not physically strong at all. But he's still conscious, but he needs medical treatment immediately. And that's when Miss Luna dives in. And why am I having a One Piece moment, realizing now that no one in Ishigami Village was a doctor? Welcome to the Kingdom of Science, Dr. Luna. That's right. We learned that Luna, even though she's not officially a doctor, she has medical experience. and she's like, I think I can save him. I can stitch him. I can like give him a basic stitch up. Like, you know, she's like, I studied some stuff, and I think I can save him. And I was like, wow, it's really like we do find these things. We found a chef. We found a captain who can sail the oceans and sail the skies. We found another scientist, Chrome. We find these things. You know, our fighters, Hyoga, Tsukasa, Kohaku. Loving it. While all this is happening, the counter team is making its move. Yukio's ultimate hearing, Kohaku's ultimate eyes, Chrome the explorer, Sukiya the spy, Hyoga the right hand of Tsukasa, and finally the strongest man himself, Tsukasa. They are our counter team. So we got Yukio, Kohaku, Chrome, Sukiya, Hyoga, and Tsukasa. About 6 members. And I love this panel of all of them as they debate how to enter Dr. Zeno's base. If they should go through the cornfields at night, but I forgot someone, but they just shut it down. Like, if we go to the cornfields at night, we're bound to be exposed, we're bound to be seen. And while they could go through the lake to get closer, they wouldn't have a lot of cover. Like, they can swim underwater, but once you come up to the surface, like, you know, you're not gonna have a lot of like, you're basically out in the water. You know, the cornfields will give you cover, but you're kind of exposed because, you know, you're going to hear the weeds moving and all that. You're like, what's that? And if you're underwater, you're going to have to come up to the surface, but you ain't going to have nowhere to, like, hide once they know you're in the water. So what does he suggest? They dig. They're like, we're going to dig a tunnel into the base. And I remember laughing on the plane. I think I was still reading this on the plane at this point. I was just like, of course. Why? Yeah, let's dig into the base. They're definitely not going to expect that. I wouldn't expect that. The hard work of the Kingdom of Science, it never stops. We are constantly putting our hard work to test. Because every time we like have to build something or do something, it's always a manual labor. And Senku has said that. That's why we love Taiju. Senku is always like, you know, it's a lot of manual labor when it comes to science. Which also teaches kids things too, because, you know, the way Senku got Magma to join their Kingdom of Science, he was like, you know, people in science, we're not like the muscle people. We need you guys to help us build these things. Just like the muscle people need the Kingdom of Science to like build them things as well, like cars. Like a muscle person can't build a car. A scientist can build a car. But like the scientists, even though they can make the model of the car, they don't know how to physically do it. So they have people that do manual labor. It's like a give and take. I just love it, basically. I love that, like, we're always seeing the point that Senku told Magma. But this isn't even but this half of the team wasn't aware that Senku got shot by shot by Stanley Snyder, because they were already out on the water. But Yukio, I think he tells them, like, you know, Senku's gonna survive. Like, I don't know if it's because his ultimate hearing, or I don't know if he got a phone call, but like these 6 were out already off the ship, so they never heard about Senku and his encounter with Stanley Snyder, so they got the call. But Yukio's like, he's like, hey, don't worry, Senku's gonna survive. We got Dr. Luna on it. So the others debate on how to do this about Senku the scientist. They're like, you know, Senku always tells us, like, you know, what to do, how to do this, how to do that. But there is another scientist on the team. And that's right, it's my favorite character. If you guessed it, my boy Chrome. I was like, don't forget, Chrome is the scientist of this time. Senku, when he first thought he would die in that lake of acid with the lady, and I was like, come here. And then she turns like a demon. Yeah, Senku had told him, like, Chrome, you have to survive, because if I die, you are the scientist of this time. You have to take over and do what I can't do anymore. And Chrome is not down to disappoint. He's all charged up, and that's my boy. That's why Chrome is... I'm telling you, when we do the Dr. Stone tier list, we are very close. We're about 55 times away from the ending of Dr. Stone. When we do the Dr. Stone tier list, expect Chrome to be at the top of that list. Just expect it off the bat. The assumption is, like in the Stone Wars, the enemy is going to move in fast, that the opposing enemy is going to move in fast now that the opposing science user is down. So because Zeno's Kingdom of Science believes they killed Senku, they're going to move in fast. They're going to make their move like now. But it's also going to take 2 weeks to dig our tunnel into Zeno's base. So we have to find a way to play cool. We have to find a way to stall them for 2 weeks. We can't let them go after us now because Senku's down. Like, that was our whole thing. Like, take out their scientists and then they're easy prey. But we're going to steal their scientists, Dr. Zeno, but we need 2 weeks. So how are we going to stall them for 2 weeks? Bitch, by giving them the Medusa weapon. I did not expect this. The way they're going to stall them is by literally Yukio firing an arrow with the Medusa weapon on it and taking it right to their doorbell. And I was like, well, this is pretty dangerous. If they get the Medusa weapon, like, they can petrify y'all, especially if they figure out what it does. But I then had to remember that the Medusa weapon for now is out of juice. As long as they don't have a way to charge it, the Medusa weapon is useless. They might be puzzled on it for 2 weeks, hopefully, but they don't know how to use it. And also, I love that Yukio, my second favorite character, is the one that gave it to him. Yukio's also at the top of the list. I'm gonna stop talking about the tier list till we get to the tier list, but y'all already know I love Yukio and Chrome. That was like early talking about Dr. Stone with them. And we're not just gonna assume that Dr. Zeno is gonna take this Medusa weapon and be satisfied. No, we have to play it up. Because just because Zeno has the Medusa weapon doesn't mean like he's gonna be like, oh, well, it's useless, so what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? He's just gonna attack you anyway. And who better to play up this koi game than our third greatest character, Gen. I fucking love Dr. Stone. It's such a fun ride. The moment Gen sees the weapon, he kind of pulls a light from Death Note. He's like, I didn't mean to be all dramatic like that. Oh, he's like, not the Medusa weapon.
I've already got what I want. You've taken quite a liking to it. No.
Why? How did you get your hands on that? Gen also warns that now that the weapon is here, they can activate it at any time. He he's like, oh, I know how to use it. I can just petrify you guys anytime I want. So if they make a move before our battle team does, they risk being turned to stone. That's just a great fucking bluff. I fucking love it. Because, yeah, they don't know how the Medusa weapon works. Currently, they don't. Because they didn't know how humanity was petrified in the first place. They know that the Medusa weapon exists and stuff like that, but they don't know how it's used. But Gen does, because Gen's a part of our kingdom of science. However, despite his warning, we meet two new henchmen of Dr. Zeno's whose names I haven't gotten to yet, but it's revealed they are working on a weapon themselves that will be ready in 2 weeks. I do currently know the name of these characters, but because we're not there in the story, I'm not going to reveal it. But yeah, these two characters, I think one of them is their version of Kaseki, who is like an engineer. And a new battle is coming. Science versus science. So their team, the Kingdom of Science, Dr. Zeno, they're like, we're building a weapon in 2 weeks that's going to be ready to take out Senku's team, even though their scientist is down. And then we need 2 weeks to dig a tunnel into their base to get to Dr. Zeno and take him captive. It's a battle of time, and I love it. I love how creative this author is. Like, we went through the Stone Wars, we went through the Petrification Wars, we're now in the Kingdom of Science Wars. This story always stays ramping up. Like, even where I'm at now, I'm not going to spoil it, but even where I'm at now, the story has not slowed down. It stays fucking great. Love it, guys. I love it. And with that, Chrome acting as our active scientist, we get to see Chrome's crazy drawn out plans. And I have no idea how any of it works, like usual, but I love that Chrome is the one that comes up with it. But in the end, we see what Chrome was building. It's a mining drill. And I love Chrome's reaction. Chrome is fucking great. Great job, Chrome. I don't know how you're going to build a mining drill in this day and age, in the new Stone Age, especially with no materials around, but leave it up to Chrome the explorer / scientist to figure out some way to build this crazy drill. Fucking love it. Anyways, guys, I'm not going to make speculation because I'm a little bit further. I guess I'll tell you now, I'm at chapter 195. I'm 10 chapters away from the ending. But I've stopped to catch up with you guys, to catch you guys up with me because, again, I've been on a long hiatus. So I got pretty far ahead. But I want us to finish this out strong together. So no speculation for this video. But feel free to leave in the comments below what you think is going to happen. Anyways, see you guys next video. Talk later. Bye.
Hey guys, this video was sponsored by me, the author of the Shinry series, the Chronicles of Wayne, and Monsterverse. So I figured I'd do this outro a little bit different by showing you guys what you guys would be checking out. So, the Shinry series starts with Book 1, Shobu Samurai Project Aryoku. 10 years after the death of his parents, Shobu Samurai returns home seeking vengeance, but instead faces a choice to save his home from shadow creatures, blood beasts, and an organization once thought dead. Shinry's Shobu Samurai starts at $9.99. And if you love anime, manga, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, Fairy Tail, Shaman King, Rave Master, Zatch Bell, anything like that, the Shinry series is definitely the series for you. You'll definitely want to check it out. The Sword of Light is probably the thickest one so far. And then these books are 2. This is Enter the Dread Zone Tournament. And the series original ending, Arado, the Legendary Conjuring Master. So, and I'll just show you guys some of the covers. Really proud of all of these. But I hope you guys check it out. If you don't like that, I also have the current published books for the Chronicles of Wayne, Love Be Damned, Cotton Candy, Full Moons, Fabled Lovers, A Cursed Virgin's Bite. If You Go Where Monsters Dance, Red will Rain Over Your House. Love Be Damned. Now, the Chronicles of Wayne is about a geeky guy, or a nerdy guy in high school. His senior year, he has a crush on the hottest guy in school, because of course he does. He's only got one best friend, and her name is Barb. Well, the hottest guy in school turns out to be a werewolf. And to make the story more interesting, he bites Wayne and turns Wayne into the first ever wolfman in the last 10 years. And because of that, it was also a sacred law that wolfmen should never be created. I don't want to get into too much of the Chronicles of Wayne without spoiling it, but I can tell you it's very short. This one sells for $6.99, and Love Be Caged right after it. The ending of this trilogy, Love Be Liberated, comes out in October. So I'm going to definitely do a more full in-depth review of this one. But yeah, it's an LGBT fantasy fiction story about werewolves, vampires, white witches, a dark warlock, and, well, many, many more surprises to come. So, if you guys like to read, I definitely recommend. These are all the books so far in the Shinry series, except for Shinry's Beginning. I do have that one, but it's just not here with me. But yeah, I appreciate a like, support, or just a review on Amazon. Either way, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.